This segment is going to be about meeting my new friend, an alien from far, far away. And essentially, I'm just going to explain to him something that we all might take for granted. And we're just kind of going to walk through this and make sure that he leaves Earth, really understanding what alcohol is.
Interesting.
Yeah. So for many, many, many hundreds of years, humans have consumed this thing, alcohol, in different forms. And essentially it just makes you feel really good.
Is it a snack of sorts?
Sometimes it's a snack. It comes in little bottles. Sometimes it's more of a full meal, comes in a big cup. Yeah. So the main categories are beer, consumable alcohol, I should say, beer, wine, and liquor.
A liquid property, consumption. Damn it.
It's all right. It's the first time. We got to get it out. Got to get it out. Go for it. Go. Liquid consumption. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a liquid consumable.
Yes. It is not it's not a gas or a solid. You drink it in a liquid form. That's
interesting.
Right. That's correct. You can mix it with other liquids and create different types of what they call cocktails. That's when you take liquor of any variety, which there's also subcategories of liquor, and you mix it in with juices or other liquids to create cocktails.
On our planet, we drink water and flub flub juice.
Flub flub juice. What is that?
It comes from the flub flub fruit, as you would call it.
Okay. So that's actually how you make wine. You take grapes and you squeeze them, you mash them all up, and then you ferment them over time. And that fermentation process creates alcohol, which is the part that makes you feel good. So it's not grape juice anymore. It's a fermented grape juice, which is now an alcohol, and it's wine.
Fermentation, is that like old juice?
It is exactly like old juice. Man, is that what flub flub juice is like?
Flub flub is only the freshest flub flub juice.
So you get it as soon as you squeeze it.
Freshly squeezed flub flub juice.
Okay, so flub flub juice would be like orange juice, which you could mix with tequila, which is a form of liquor.
And why do you drink this alcohol liquor?
So liquor, beer, and wine are typically accompanied in party settings, celebrations, sometimes when you're not feeling so hot and you just need to feel better. Yeah, at bars, it's a huge portion of our commerce here on planet Earth. Literally one of the biggest industries, one of the oldest industries. And yeah, it really permeates the entire planet.
You know what else permeates the entire planet?
What?
Flub flub juice.
Flub flub juice on our planet?
Oh, no, my home planet.
Oh, your home planet. Okay, so it permeates it. Do you think you could ferment flub flub juice on your planet?
From how you are describing old juice,
Yeah.
I would imagine that fermentation is maybe a possibility that I can take back to my people.
Okay, good. Yeah. Well, we can talk about how you do that. But out of curiosity, let me tell you quickly about the three main categories. All right. Beer is created by taking grains and hops, which grow out in field in mass quantities, and you ferment those in water. So instead of like a fruit, it's like a grain, and that fermentation process creates beer. Do you have like grain and stuff that you grow on your planet?
As what you would call wheat.
Wheat, yeah. Yeah, wheat is a main ingredient in beer, as well as hops. So beers come in many different varieties. I am a big beer drinker. I do like beer. I have a soft spot for beer.
You seem an average-sized human.
Yeah?
You seem like an average-sized beer drinker to me.
What makes an average-sized beer drinker, in your opinion?
Your mass of person.
Oh, so I'm not like big.
You're not a large human.
Okay, yeah, that's true. The more beer you consume, the bigger your gut could be because it has a lot of carbs from the wheat in it. So
I've seen your young ones running around. Would they be considered small beer drinkers?
No, they don't.
You are a big beer drinker?
We're not allowed. Kids under the age of 21 aren't supposed to be drinking beer or alcohol in our country. But in other places around the world, you can drink alcohol when you're 16, starting at 16. But little kids can't do it, no. We do that. We do that for developmental reasons because alcohol affects the brain and the human body and our human biology. It gets into your bloodstream and affects your brain in a certain way.
Flub flub juice is good for the soul.
Oh, okay. So that's actually nurturing. Alcohol in large quantities is not nurturing. It's bad for you. It affects your kidneys bad. It affects your brain badly. So that's beer.
We have 6 kidneys.
Wow, you'd be a great beer drinker. You probably couldn't get drunk if you wanted to. But we'll get to that. I'm going to ask you which ones you like, or you would want to try. So that's beer. Beer is done with wheat. I told you a little bit about wine. Its main ingredient is grapes, and that's fermented grapes of different varieties. Red, white grapes. That gives you red wine and white wine. And then there's like blends in between, which are like a little bit of both. And then you finally have liquor, which is distilled. It can be grains in some case. It can be potatoes in other cases. Tequila, one of my personal favorites, is agave, is fermented agave. So really, it's anything that's organic material, like consumable organic material. You throw it into water and you let it sit, or you boil it and get the alcohol out of it.
Like a stew.
Like a stew, yeah. Except it doesn't have any meat. You can't create meat alcohol. That'd be terrible.
Have you tried it?
No, then you just get rotten meat.
Yes, rancid meat.
Yes. Is that a delicacy where you're from?
It is one of our most cherished
Then you like it.
consumption.
So of those 3, which one do you think you'd want to try and why?
The wine seems to be very enticing, akin to flub flub juice.
There you go. That's probably the closest to what you're familiar with.
The small flub flubs that we have.
Oh, well, that's probably exactly it. And you should go to like a winery. That's where they grow a lot of grapes. They harvest the grapes, they smash them up, and then they put them in barrels and let them sit for that fermentation process. So you could probably create one on the planet you're from and try it out with the flub flubs.
We travel in barrels.
You travel in barrels.
Yes.
How big?
They are about, as you would say, big size.
More than 7 meters or less than 7 meters?
I would have to do the conversion, but I believe they are less than 7 meters.
Wow, that's kind of small. That's kind of small to travel through space with.
They are personal pods.
I think you could still fit a bottle of wine in there, or a couple, maybe a crate even, to get back home with this with these bottles of wine, and you can tell your people about it and maybe do it with the flip.
And maybe some schematics.
Yeah, lots of schematics. Or we could go down to the winery and you could check it out.
That sounds like a nice time.
Do you think you're a red or a white alien drinker? Red or white wine alien drinker?
We do not drink other aliens.
No,
except for
sorry, let me rephrase.
Late night activities.
You can make fermented alien liquor. No, there's red wine and there's white wine. Which one do you think you would want to try?
A sweet flub flub juice.
Oh, okay. So you're probably gonna want to go with like a white Zinfandel or like a really desserty white wine is probably your way to go. Red's pretty
we
dry.
enjoy sweetness.
Well, then you'll like a white wine. You'll like a nice dessert wine on the white side of things. So that's alcohol. If you ever come back, we could go drinking. The bars. I didn't even get into the bars or the establishment that you drink at. A lot of times people like to party with alcohol. They get really hammered with their buddies and friends, and then it's a greater time when you drink.
Yes, congregations. We do enjoy those.
Yeah.
Many barrels of flub flub juice are had by all.
Good. Well, see, you got this down. It's just you got to add the alcoholic component to it, which just takes a little bit of time. So if it's anything you take from Earth, I hope it's how to ferment your flub flub juice.
Thank you.
So long. Have a good one.